Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very early session of Pathfinder with Epic and Friends. Because Workson will be staffing a comic convention this weekend, and the rest of us will probably be celebrating Mother's Day or very hungover, decided to go for a Thursday game instead. Not that any of you care. If you're watching at all, we know we're a dead
I
show.
was gonna say, who are you talking to?
The cardboard cutout he has watching it.
Regardless, I mean, I've got to say hi to my mom. I'd be horrified if my mother watched this.
Fair.
Sending her the link now.
No.
Regardless, when we last left off, our intrepid adventurers had managed to kill a bunch of worms, and Yedrin got swole and strong and huge, and pulled a 140,000-pound airship out of the snow and upright before the party managed to get it functioning, and they are now flying through the sky.
I'd admit that was impressive.
Now that our adventurers are back in the sky and are flying to wherever they are headed,
We don't even know.
three of our adventurers, Yedrin, Camilla, and Rowan, encountered a dragon. Whether it was of the first brood or the second, even it is unsure. However, the dragon, by the name of Vitar, I don't know how to pronounce it, it's Indian.
Vitra.
Spoke to them and gave them some insight about the ship and how long it's been there and about the dragons on top of the spine of the world. It additionally gave each of them an insight into those closest to them or dearest to them. One revealing that Rowan's mother may possibly be able to have a cure. However, it is contingent upon her ability to retrieve an item for the good Dr. Sigbert. Yedrin's family has received her care package, finally, and are remembering their dear daughter. And last but not least, Camilla got a sight of Boudica, a very welcome one, followed by the unwelcome visage of her former orphanage mother, still alive. We now continue where we left off last, aboard the airship Enterprise.
Airship Enterprise. Alright, no, I'm kidding.
That is literally the name of Sid's airship.
I know it is, but I couldn't help it.
I wonder if they did that on fucking purpose.
Come on, we're all geeks. They got Biggs and Wedge in there. Come on, we're all geeks at heart.
I know.
Everything.
Biggs and Wedge have been in every single Final Fantasy since...
Right, but Biggs and Wedge are also in Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. They did it because of Star Wars.
Yeah,
and
so
yeah, the
I'm sure they
Enterprise
did
has
Enterprise
been
for
showing
Star
up
Trek.
in Final Fantasy for I want to say since at least 4.
Pardon me, Kat?
My name is Art. Do I have to until that?
4 more minutes.
What?
3.
That was quick.
It's been a thing since 3.
Okay. Anyway, Fionn, per our earlier discussion, as you investigate the airship's interior and begin examining different avenues and panels and buttons, you find a number of interesting switches and rapidly begin pushing them, looking them over, turning a few knobs and dials here and there. And as you gain your bearings, the airship bridge where Kato is currently flying comes to life. The area itself is large enough to comfortably stand the entire party. However, as you turn these switches and knobs, seats begin to rise from the floor, coming out high-backed and cushioned. Various consoles flip outward, allowing you to get readings from them. You immediately note a communications array that is locked on for a variety of signals about the realm, particularly Orzia, so you can contact just about anybody in the Alliance, provided they have an array to receive. You can see a radar beeping your current location, picking up sound waves coming by. You have a Aether detector along with a Magitech detector as well, allowing you to gaze about through the skies and see if a dragon or another airship happens to be coming anywhere close to you as you fly about. A projection of Eorzea and most of the known world map becomes apparent to you, with a little dot indicating where the airship is currently flying. You see altitude readouts. You see that fuel is prevalent and ready to be used. You can see that there are life sign trackers aboard the ship indicating where every individual member of the party currently is residing, though with no further detail beyond that. You can see that the food supplies are gone, rotted at this point. But otherwise, you gain a deep understanding of how this ship functions and how to read everything and how to provide information back to your current pilot.
Well, with all this in mind, Fionn is going to start working on contacting the Twin Adders.
Okay, you're going to start working on contacting the Twin Adders. Alright. You flip through, you turn a dial, and you can see through a variety of preset communications networks. You can see that there are currently 5. Whatever system they had to indicate which one goes to where has faded with the cold and time. So the only thing you can make out is the rough shape of each individual mark. And they're all kind of squarish.
Well, in lieu of any sort of clear signal, Fionn gets out her quill and just starts repeating on every channel. This is an open broadcast from the Airship Enterprise. Requesting confirmation of... requesting contact.
How long do you wait with each channel?
About a minute.
Okay. You go to the first one, there's radio silence. You hit the second one, and you hear... Copy, Airship Enterprise, this is Ul'Dan ground. We're happy to hear you back in the air. Over. You switch to the next one and you go, there's silence until the last 50 seconds, and they go, you hear, "Oi, is that alright, Cove? Could play playing a joke on me? Airship Enterprise back in the air. Confirm your name. Over.
It's no joke. This is Fiona Aliswa aboard the airship Enterprise. We have recovered it from the mountain, from Mambalathia's spine. We are currently en route to Gridania to land and inform the Ironworks of its...
Alright, you bloody Wajaba. You've reached Limsa Lamensa on the ground. Over. Hit the next one. There's silence again. Then you hear, copy, Airship Enterprise back in the air. You have reached Garlean Airship frequency Delta 908. Please confirm your position.
Hang up.
Wrong number. Click.
We are currently en route to Nimsalominsa, heading west-southwest from Dravanian hinterlands.
There's a long pause. It's like, we've only got one airship heading in that area, and we show a We show an eastern slant. Over.
Hang up.
We're having technical difficulties.
The controls may be a bit miscalibrated. We'll get back to you on that.
Well, we're happy to hear that the Enterprise is back in the air. It was a wonderful piece of technology. Safe travels. We have you marked as a do not engage for now.
Thank you.
For now.
Did anybody else play out the scene from Star Wars in their head?
Yes, I was trying not to reference it.
You hit the last
Hello,
one.
but it was tempting.
You hit the last one, and like about 15 seconds after you make your statement, you hear, copy. This is Redondian ground control coming in from Briarwood Bluffs. Enterprise, what is your current position and your heading? Over.
This is Fiona Elswa aboard the airship Enterprise. We are currently en route to Gridania to dock and contact Ironworks personnel for report of its recovery.
Copy. We have 2 hangars available for you within Gridanian airspace, both of them in the major city. You may dock at either Hangar Bay 3 or Hangar Bay 6. Choice is yours. Welcome back, Enterprise. Over.
This is the airship Enterprise, requesting permission to dock at Bay 6 as soon as we arrive in Gridanian airspace.
You are clear to dock. Over.
Copy that.
By the way, this is being broadcast throughout the entire, over the PA system.
God.
At which point you just hear, does anyone know how to dock an airship?
I think I missed that class in Dragoon School.
Well, first you have to lower the throttle here, reduce altitude accordingly until you are level, and at that point, engage landing gear and
Pray to God.
try to catch the
I
winches on the.
was gonna say, Fiona, you have an intimate knowledge of how to work the interior, not how to fly.
Oh. Not even
Totally
with
just an
36
instruction.
trying to fly it.
Do what?
Not even that 36 on how to fly it.
Did you roll that? Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'll say you have been on an airship or time or two and have got the gist. You've never actually put it into practice, though.
Obviously, there's just like a little instruction booklet.
As for how to properly guide us to the winches, that I do not know. Didn't get a good chance to look at the exterior, considering it was mostly covered in snow and ice.
Maybe we should tell them that an amateur is flying it.
Probably. Hopefully they can get ground crews to guide us in nice and slow.
Or just comes in, I want to tell you about good luck, we're all counting on you, and leaves.
Works.
I had to. I had.
Works.
Why?
Roll a perception as you leave. You do note, Works, that there are parachutes and they're still intact.
I'm gonna secure one just in case. And grab one and give to Rowan, just in case.
Alright, you two have parachutes.
That's not gonna help if we crash into the fucking hangar.
It's an open airship. Jump.
But actually, it's been changed. It's closed now.
Oh, so we put the top up?
Basically, the bridge is closed, but there is a deck that you can walk out into.
So it's kind of like the older style of airships.
Okay.
The best way I can put it is, imagine it's more like a Garlean airship versus like a combination. You've got a bridge that you can walk out on, very similar to, say, like the Final Fantasy X airship, where you had the fight with
Everett.
Everett?
Yeah.
That bastard.
The interior of the ship is large enough that it could sleep a crew of 50 to 60. So this is not the small ship that Sid had. This is a fully functional, like, research/war vessel. So, Fionn, you quickly look at this and you calculate that it's probably going to take you, flying as the Crow does, 2 hours to make it from where you are in Korthus all the way to Gridania. So, party, you have 2 hours until you possibly die. What are you doing?
Nice.
Wow.
Driving.
Obviously, Kato, you are driving.
So it'll be your fault.
If Kato looks awake enough, Fiona is going to go check the rest of the ship out to see what she can find of Sid's personal effects.
Okay.
Well,
before you leave that area, I would like you to do one quick engineering check. Okay. Give me 1 second to look something up. God dang it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to find it because it's such a small thing that it's not going to matter. Alright, Fiona, as you walk over, you pass by Kato and you see a little stand next to him with a few more knobs. All of them have the ability to be turned, and by your look, they're not connected to anything that's managing any vital systems of the airship. Would you like to tinker with them at all? There are 3.
Please don't mess
Honestly-
with the thermostat.
Honestly, Fion will try to look for like logs and such first, but she'll make a note of it for later.
Look for what first?
Logs and such.
Logs?
Mhm.
Roll a perception. And take a -10.
Rolling with the modifier.
26. Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry about that, let me try again.
Mm-hmm. Alright. 20. Feel
Didn't process -10 the first time.
you start looking around, and being who you are and what you're used to, you start looking for books, written notes, anything like that around that could help you. And as you walk down these halls and into the nearby rooms, you find a couple of diaries from some of the people who were staffing the ship in the past, but nothing particularly interesting unless you want to read about sordid love affairs and unrequited feelings and the dietary conditions of people trying to lose weight aboard the ship beforehand, and sloppily written ink and faded, torn pages. A couple of them have some interesting blueprints, but nothing that you're really looking for regarding Sid's whereabouts or what happened afterwards. You pass by Dak and Adol sitting down having a private conversation. Mostly him trying to calm her down. You walk by another room and see Camilla huddled in the corner, like clutching her sword between her knees and clutching her knees up to her chest, like rocking back and forth.
Fion quickens her pace.
Okay.
Just not getting involved with that.
Otherwise, you hit the back. You open an unopened door and then quickly slam it shut as the intense smell of rotting food starts coming out of it. Otherwise, you hit the bottom and start looking around the engine room. You don't find any logs or anything like that. The ship is mostly stripped of supplies that could have helped with survival. You likewise note that a lot of the beds don't have sheets or pillows right now.
Well, I suppose that's only natural. Fion sighs and goes back to the bridge for now.
Okay. Anybody else do anything?
Rowan. I guess I'm gonna be like up on the deck, enjoying breathe the sun. Never mind.
Okay.
Just constant airflow.
Like, let's go up on the deck. It might be beautiful. Nope, this was a mistake.
Your boogers immediately freeze.
It's not that it's so much that it's cold, it's that you're traveling about 400 miles an hour.
Okay. It's like, let's go up on the deck. It'll be romantic. Nope.
Never mind.
Yeah, I
I
don't
was wrong. I was very, very wrong.
And while what happened is while you were gaining altitude and we're talking with the dragon, you had kind of a shield to examine everything outside and make sure things were running properly. Now that you're actually at flying speed, shield's not there anymore.
Okay, Rowan would have gone inside, but she probably would be looking around.
Okay. Anything, Julie, you're looking for?
I'm just checking out the aesthetics, looking at some of these portholes. I don't know Jack from Jack. I'm just enjoying it.
It is a very aesthetically pleasing ship. There is some sort of wood architecture built into it, but primarily steel made. You're surprised this thing can actually float, but Magitech, what are you gonna do? Likewise, this is probably the highest you've ever been without just actually, you never got a chance to do that, Nishgard. So yeah, this is the highest you've ever been. And looking down, you're looking down at the ground, you can see a couple of the giant boars that you have known back in Gridania, and they look about the size of your pinky from this height.
Push the board. No, I'm kidding. Okay, well, I will have gotten my fill, and I guess I'm gonna start looking for everybody else and kind of fill them in on what was outside. So I think I'm gonna head toward the bridge.
Okay. Roll a perception as you walk into the bridge.
Nope, I accidentally pulled up the wrong thing. Hold on 2 seconds.
Okay.
So I walk in there, pull them up baby dragon, start looking around.
You walk in and you notice this. You notice all the contraptions around that no one's sort of manning right now, and then you see the knobs that are about 5-ish feet away from Kato that are currently untouched, and there's a little itty bitty light on each one of them that they're all green currently, and there's another one next to it that can turn orange.
So, Kato, what are these buttons for? Is it good that they're... Can I touch one?
I have no fucking clue.
No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, probably best not unless you find a manual or some kind.
Kato,
Mm-hmm.
roll a knowledge engineering now that they've been pointed out to you.
Aiding up.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
You came back to the control room?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you came back. I was just asking.
Kato, you look at them a bit more closely than Fionn does, and you notice that there are a couple of pipes coming out the back of them. Though you don't know where the pipes lead, but they look like they're leading up into a cabinet that's over where the buttons are.
Does the cabinet have handles? Or a way to open it?
It has a couple of handholds that can be pulled apart like a sliding door. But otherwise, you don't see. You can't tell if it's locked or not from where you're standing.
Gonna reach up and try and open it.
You pull it and it slides open, and you can see this box inside of it like quietly humming, and you can see steam coming out in a few places. Like little itty bitty puffs of it, not a huge amount.
So you mentioned something about seats.
Yes, there's seats all around this room.
Okay. Rowan's gonna sit down and she's gonna pull out a couple pieces of fruit and sit there and just like, should I be worried that you're the one that's flying, Kato?
Possibly.
I said that next to Rowan. Why do you think I gave you the parachute?
I didn't get a parachute outside and I didn't know that you had one for me.
Hands are on the parachute.
Kato, you look more closely at the machine, and there's 3 scents coming off of it. There's a slightly bitter scent. There's something kind of cold, and then there's something floral.
Rowan hands the parachute back. I could fly, you know that. What's up?
He's just gonna leave it open for now, but he's not gonna mess with it, because, well, if he knows what it is.
So,
you realize at this point now, though, Kato, with that last roll, that it is not connected to anything that's operating the airship at all. It has nothing to do with the airship.
Might just be an aromatherapy machine, I guess.
I didn't think Sid would be much for aromatherapy, but cool.
Well, it's got a floral scent coming off of it, and I don't know why he would need something that makes floral scents on an airship. But, no.
Well, maybe it's a feed maker. I don't know.
Maybe Wedge did it.
Rowan looks down here. Is there something wrong? And she snuggles him. Reaches in and gets him a piece of bacon. Are you hungry?
He's just rubbing his head against you like a cat.
Rowan starts to stroke his head.
So, Gertrude, what are you doing?
So nobody wants to know what I found outside, huh?
Well, since you said that a lot of that conversation is over the PA at this point, I think I could sit in a corner and think on things, but I think it'd be more prudent to go find Todd, who I know how to fly.
You're assuming Tart knows how to fly this thing?
No, I know how to
fly.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Rowan.
Or at least cast Featherfall.
Yeah,
So yes, down the Todd.
What the hell?
Sounds like a train coming into the station. Too much engine.
Duster.
Well, apparently Dak was having a conversation with Date, so
He's straightening up. He's straightening up in the back at this point.
It was a conversation. He's straightening up. Jeez, no kidding. So, did you guys see the big dragon that was outside?
There's a big dragon outside and I missed it?
If they're still alive, it was a friendly dragon, so
Do you not remember the tapping thing that we saw in the windows, which is why Fiona and I, Camilla and I went outside?
I was quite acutely aware of that, yes.
So, different from any of the other dragons I've met so far. Name is Vitra, I think he said it was. Very old, possibly of the first brood, maybe the second. He's not entirely sure, he's so old. But he did give me a little bit of insight about this little guy over here.
Really?
Is that so?
Yes, this little guy is older than the first brood. And
What?
not of this realm, he's a solar dragon. And he may not be the only dragon living in our solar system, hence the giant blotch in the sky.
Fiona, with your knowledge arcana in that name, you remember seeing a few things written about it, but even amongst the heretics and amongst the readings that you did, Vitra is at a sort of mythological status, to the point where there's a lot of arguments within the Hellenic and heretical circles if said dragon even exists.
Well, that's certainly fascinating. There's been... Vitra has always been regarded as something folkloric or mythological. And you're saying that he was on top of our airship?
He actually thought, he actually was watching the airship. He didn't see it crash. It had been here before, before he came here. But he was very interested in the airship itself. So we asked him several questions if he'd seen any of the survivors. He said that he hadn't seen anybody because it had already been here for a while. But he did recommend that possibly speaking to the dragons higher up in the mountains, that they may have seen something. But I think that's kind of a moot point right now, considering we're probably already halfway to Gridania.
Still something to keep in mind.
Also, when I was mentioning and asking more about near here, he had said that they would find me. It seemed a little cryptic. Slightly disconcerting, but that the dragons above would be probably more receptive to me because of his presence.
is anything about any of us concerning?
No, Kato, nothing about us is comforting or concerning.
So why should anything new be any comfort?
Okay, when we were talking to him, he was little-er. You know, he was just kind of wrapped around the ship. But when he left, he grew to I don't know how many sizes bigger.
That's certainly powers
He was
beyond
bigger
that
than
of a
the
normal
ship.
dragon.
He was bigger than the ship.
How the fuck did I miss that?
How did I miss that?
You guys are
I
busy
can
with
only wonder.
men and their boys.
I wasn't even on the bridge.
Well, I don't know where you were.
I was busy, keeping us in the air.
I wasn't saying anything to you. I was hoping you were driving properly and paying attention.
I mean, having a large dragon on board would cause considerable disruption to that, so I was acutely aware.
No, he didn't seem to be any sort of threat. He just seemed to be curious.
Well, that's good at least.
And then he
Well,
gave us a
no,
parting gift. And I don't know what he gave to anybody else. Although Camilla didn't look too good. I'm not sure about what he showed either her or Yidrin. But I'm very happy that we're heading to Gridania. I need to see her. And Sigurd.
Alright.
Did he give you vision of was it like a vision or was it?
It was like a vision, and it was Sigurd telling my mother that they may have a cure for her, but they
Really?
need something, and with me being an adventurer, I might be able to help procure it. So I'm anxious to find out what it is they need.
Tomorrow, Rowan. Well, if you need it, I'll help.
Rowan just looks at him like, you were expected to help, so...
I know. But you don't have to worry about dragging me along.
Okay.
I'm trying to be nice here.
I said okay.
Any road, should we return to the spine after this? And the
Continue
side
our adventure to
mentioned?
Varil?
Yes. Make a note of which dragons this feature was talking about. Because, well, 12 knows. Nidhogg's brood is all over the place, and rather less cooperative.
Well, I think if they decide to attack us, they're not the right dragon. But I will be sure to keep Nier out when we are not traveling near towns. So, since they'll respond more favorably to him.
To who?
My baby.
Not you.
You never know that.
You're a dragoon.
Yeah.
Yeah!
I also have a draconic presence in my brain.
Well, consider what that white dragon said.
Work
Shut up,
some in your brains.
Shut up, Bahamut.
That's
Rather
has.
small.
Oh, damn.
We both burned him at the same time. That's hilarious.
It's okay. You don't like
Infinite
you don't,
cosmic
you don't,
power. Teeny tiny little in space.
I'm just like, hey, you and I both know you don't like me because how smart I am.
There's this long round of silence. It's just like tree.
Wow!
I'm going back to focusing on our heading.
Are we all hearing this as well, or is it just
It
works?
just works.
Works talking
So-
to himself.
Tree.
It's like, he goes, he actually uses three things. He goes, tree, your attempts at flirting every time you make a joke.
He's got a girlfriend, so, I'm not sure about that, or I'm just easy. Wait a minute.
Well, considering how many times you've tried to fry his face.
Considering how our first date went, compared to our first actual date.
Oh yeah, I'll go and distract the prostitutes. Sure, that's a really woman I'm trying to impress.
makes it up with an amazing dinner.
Still probably didn't make it up. Anywho.
At that point,
I
Adol
shall go
just,
distract
Adol just
us.
walks in. He's got like a pair of goggles that he found like on the top of his head. He's like, so Gridania? Is that where we're going?
I think
Hopefully.
that's the consensus.
Okay.
Correct. What are those on your head?
I found some Ironworks goggles in the back. There's like only 2 pairs though.
Dak comes in behind Adol. She's got the other pair on her head.
They look very cute on you both.
Thanks. I didn't know about the orange, but you know.
She's also still a Makote.
So what's our ETA to Gridania?
At this point, probably
We
about
should
an hour
be
and a
there in
half.
about a bell and a half.
Okay, good, because I'm kind of getting hungry.
Wait, did we literally just say the same thing?
Yes.
Yep.
So an hour and a half grouped up in ship.
Hey, we spent weeks on other ship.
I
Much
know.
more than this.
And
Oh,
you smell like fish.
Yes, Doc?
Oh, I was just wondering about the status of the food. I'm guessing it's all gone bad.
Yep.
Completely and utterly.
Lovely.
I know there's some magic that might be able to alleviate that, but I don't know if you have it.
I don't have it memorized. I wasn't expecting to have to fix food today.
Understandable.
You think with that ship basically being a giant,
Yeah, you'd think the
Well,
food would have preserved itself better inside of
that's-
a giant freezer.
Adults, like, even frozen, most food's not gonna last 5 years.
Well,
It would
what-
be,
Her bag of holding and shows all her knives.
it would be freezer burned. So bad.
Indeed. And now that the interior of the airship's warming up, that's quickly fading.
Oh, it's gonna start stinking in here, huh?
A little
so
bit.
when we open the window.
No.
What about the little... Hey, Fionn, you seem to have a pretty good grasp of the airship. Kato opened up and there's a little box in there and it's giving out some orders. I don't know if you might want to take a look at it. One of them is kind of flowery, so...
Alright. Fionn goes to take a look.
Okay.
My best guess is that it's some kind of aromatherapy machine.
That's Kato's guess. I'm not even taking one.
You look at it and you get all the same information that Kato that they told you. It's like, it's humming lightly, it's warm when you touch it in one area and cold in another. You see that there's tubes running out the back and toward the little knobs that I mentioned earlier. And you get the bitter scent, you get the little herbal scent, and then you just smell like something cold and wet.
I wonder if it's an air freshener. Or like an air filtration system.
Fionn will experiment with the third dial.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Third
just
from the left or third from the right?
Third from the left.
Okay, you turn it, and the machine goes. How far do you turn it? Because there's basically like 4 little nubs away from where you're going.
Fionn's only turning it very slowly to get an idea of what the changes will be, so just one notch.
The little the little button that was green flashes back to orange, and it flashes back and forth several times, making a dit, 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 dit noise. You hear this rush of something jolt up the pipe and into the machine overhead, and then it begins rattling and shaking rather violently now that it's exposed, steam pumping out, and then you hear ding! And a cup rises up from beneath the counter, and there's a cup of black coffee in front of you.
Oh my god.
Earl Grey.
I think I like this. You don't take.
Coffee maker.
Why are you surprised? It's right next to the... I'm guessing... I don't even know what that is. You're driving it. Whatever. It's...
The controls.
Controls. Thank you. I had a
Leon realizes that
It's to keep
this
the
is a
driver
coffee
away.
maker that's gone unused and unstuck for 6 years.
Ew.
Hey, excuse me.
You
She
look,
goes to the back to spit it out.
it actually smells decent. When you taste it, it's just bitter.
Oh, okay.
You look at the cup, and as you like turn it over, it says Mark 10 Thermocoil Boil Master.
Called it. I fucking called it.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought too.
Just when Elvin comes up from behind. Oh, you know everyone is. Carrying a dog. Well, how are things looking?
Well, we found a coffee pot.
Which is the most important discovery, of course.
Coffee pot, rotted food, and hopefully we will make it to Gridania and not die in the landing. That's where we're at right now.
I have a parachute just in case.
All systems are nominal, so you can put the parachute away.
At this point, Rowan, I do need you to make a perception.
Nice.
Okay, you note that Nar, as like while you were having this conversation, Nar has left the room.
Baby.
Rowan starts to panic. Where's my baby? She gets up and she starts scouring the area. She's like, where's my... Where? I grab Works. Where's my baby?
Fiona goes to check the sensors on the ethereal sensors on board the.
You see
Works immediately runs out to the hallway to look for the dragon.
You see a single blip in the storage area.
Fiona
How do I
turns her
get there?
head. He's in the storage area. Go down the hall.
How do I
Take
get there?
left on the last door.
If he's eating the rotten food, I'm going to vomit.
Rowan goes running and follows the directions to get to the storage area.
The door is open.
Works is already on his way.
There is a burnt smell. A very burnt smell.
Uh-oh.
A burned smell?
Yes.
Rowan goes running in and starts to look around.
You turn, you look, and you see Nar is like sitting in this pile of turned over goods that have all been charred completely black and is just gorging himself.
He likes his food well done.
Just like Mama.
I thought Mama liked her food like still mooing.
No, my bacon needs to be crispy, but my steak needs to be mooing. Rowan looks down. Did you do that? Looking out of the
He looks at you and he's like, and he just turns into like this ball of fire, and you just see this like miniature sun just like baking anything that's not already burned. That's food nearby.
The baby's on fire.
crisps up, and then he just flies over and he starts eating it too.
Okay, Jack. Jeez.
Fionn taps at the display of the airship interior. Okay, why is NOS signals flaring up like that?
Fire dragon.
Fire dragon.
Fire dragon.
Hell, excuse me. Fionn gets up and swiftly walks to the back.
Rowan at this point is just watching him, and the flames aren't bothering her, and she's just admiring his handiwork. Good, maybe. Look at those flames.
We're just like,
You
portable oven.
watch and you realize he's eaten about 6 to 7 times his body weight, and he's still going.
Oh god, he's gonna grow.
Big move.
That's what I'm
He's gonna
thinking. Gross
He's
spurt.
gonna have a growth spurt. My brother ain't that much. He shot up 6 inches overnight. I'm not even exaggerating.
I doubt your brother ate like 6 times his body weight.
Well, no, he ate a lot.
That'd be-
He's
that'd be
running up
cool.
6 inches.
That'd be gross for a human. Jesus.
I guess I need to start giving you more than I thought you were. Okay. My baby. Be careful now. Don't make yourself sick.
It's like Rowan, you're just watching this thing eat. Well, Rowan and Fiona at this point are just watching this thing eat, like consuming and never seeming to get full. And as it eats, Rowan and Fiona roll perceptions.
Want me to, since I'm technically there?
Sure, though you're not attuned to Aether or magic as they are, so.
Oh, okay, then it won't bother me.
That'll be a 22.
The two of you watch him eat, and very slowly you start seeing, like, he's literally just, as he eats and digests, Aether starts, like, flowing out of his body, and then you watch for a moment, and the Aether twists, and you see this nebula of, like, stardust coming out of him and start filling the room.
Rowan, please get your child under control. I'm worried about the effects this might have on the airship.
Rowan,
Did you just tell her how to raise her child?
It's like, girl, you better not have a kid with Skull, or else I'm gonna be all up in that business.
you know, if I knew what to do with a solar dragon, I would definitely try to get him under control. Rowan settles down next to the baby and sees all the stardust, and it's like, I wish you could tell me what's going on. Don't you say no to me, young man, lady, and dragon.
He just continues eating.
Do what?
Fionn,
He's just continuing to eat. He's, from what you're guessing, he's probably gonna clear this room out. Which,
Oh god.
he's probably got like another 6 times his own body weight to go. But at the rate he's going, you're guessing it'll be clean by the time you land.
So, I mean, if he's just eating the bad food and just cooking it, I don't think that's a big deal.
All the food is bad at this point.
I mean, at least we won't have to deal with the smell because it's been cooked.
Just
well, so long as he doesn't start a fire on board the ship, that's quite fine.
at
Fionn,
this
that's
point,
where
Fiona,
somebody-
you watch him do the little star thing again, and you quickly like walk over and you touch things, and aside from the target, it doesn't make anything else warm.
I mean, because if something else is going to burn or do it, it would have. He's done it twice by now. Nothing seems to have taken effect.
Very well.
In fact,
Whoops.
Fion, roll another perception after he does it another time. Do you realize that after this hits you, you blink for a second, and do you have a mirror on you?
No, she doesn't.
Rowan, do you?
I'm a lady. Of course, I have a mirror on me.
You both blink for a second, and Rowan, you look in a mirror, and then you look at Fiona and you go, the bags under my eyes are gone.
I had bags? I'm a lady. I don't have bags.
You do now.
Well, remember, you slept in a cave all night
Oh, yeah.
and did a
Wow.
watch. You're like, my bags are gone.
I don't look so worn out. I actually look good.
You're like,
Yeah, you
it's
do.
like that wrinkle that I noticed like 3 weeks ago, that's
I have
gone.
no,
She has no wrinkles. Are you kidding? She is flawless.
I am.
Archie's gonna reach that mic and strangle you in a second.
I am an Ellis, and I have a long life. I look good. I
Or sometimes like, yeah, you do.
hand the mirror over to Fiona to check it out. We look refreshed.
Fion takes a quick glance. Alright, that's interesting. Still, she hands the mirror back.
You both also know that you've got like a
What?
base tan going all of a sudden. Look.
Wow. I'm dusk white. I never tan. Well, that definitely stands it. He is definitely a solar dragon. He is not a.
All that much was never in doubt. Any road works. Return to the bridge
Yeah.
if the situation changes.
It's like as you guys are talking, he just finishes off the rest of it and just belches and lays down.
So tell him that the dragon ate all the food. Rowan looks good. And is that it?
That's pretty much it.
All right. Make sure to emphasize the second part, because damn, you look good.
Rowan is going to pick up her sleeping baby.
Fion rolls her eyes and just
Roll a
turns
strength
back to the
check.
front.
Yeah, roll a strength check on that one, Rowan.
Oh god! Did he really?
The thing just ate like 10 times his body weight.
You pick him up, and by this point, he weighs probably like a good 270 pounds. Like,
Oh god.
Eh.
Oh God, he's approaching critical mass.
Oh my! Oh, okay. Rowan is. I'm just gonna settle down next to him. Honey, we're gonna be in port soon, and you can't be out. You need to.
fades away like a Thanos dusting, and you're like, oh, you're back inside of me. Oh god, I feel so bloated.
Is this how pregnant people really feel?
You're not showing, but you're like, oh, what did I eat?
I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Can't believe I ate the whole dragon.
And I was actually hungry a little month ago. Hey, I don't think I'll be hungry for a month. Whew. Grab a hold of work, so you might have to help me.
Hold on.
Anyway, you all get back to the bridge with an obviously uncomfortable looking Rowan.
I just like piggyback Rowan.
Is everything all right?
Oh, I think I'm gonna be.
Rowan's dragon ate everything, and then Rowan absorbed it and felt like she ate everything.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Okay.
Long story short, magic bullshit. Fion
Ah.
down.
Rowan, you don't get sick, but there's still that feeling of like, oh.
Need me to take you to the bathroom?
I unfortunately have nothing for stomach aches. I'm not an alchemist.
I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna go see if there's an infirmary on the ship. They might have something. Doubtful, but something.
No, this ship is pretty pit clean. Any medical survival gear is all gone.
Pepto?
I think I'm just gonna, just lay down here. Boy, I'm tired now.
Well, there are some quarters down the hall if you need to rest.
You suddenly hear it come from nearby. It's coming from the little communications panel.
What's that?
That's the comms panel. Excuse me
Communication?
for a moment.
Oh,
Fionn presses down the receiver, presses down the transceiver button, and says, "This is the airship Enterprise.
Enterprise, this is ground control at Gridania. We have you in our airspace now. We have you landing in approximately 10 minutes in Hangar 6 of the airship bay. Can you confirm?
Confirming. Docking at Hangar 6. Can you bring a ground crew over to help guide us in? We have green pilots aboard."
Affirmative. We can do that. Likewise, with your current heading, wind direction, and cloud cover, you're looking at probably a choppy landing. Please follow the instructions to the T of our trained professionals if your pilot is green. Do not, I repeat, do not go Alamegan on us.
Roger that.
what does that mean?
Don't do anything stupid? Caught
Fionn covers the mic. It means don't go gung-ho.
Ah,
Yeah, well, there goes that idea of laying down for a little bit. I'll curl up here in a chair. And pray not to die. Look, we're dead.
Or just sits next to Rowan, just put her head on his shoulder.
By the Scala, we're not going to die. We might get shaken up a bit, that's all.
I'm trying to keep her from spewing.
Kato's flying!
I've been flying this entire time and you've had no problems.
Kato.
Yeah, but now we're gonna be landing.
Kato.
Fair.
It's landing
Yeah.
part.
At this point, I need you to make a fly check with a +10 because you're being guided to land the ship.
Oh, shit.
Fionn is going to aid another on this one. Does she also get the +10?
No. In fact, the +10 is the aid.
Oh, okay.
So 25 then.
Wait, why'd you roll fly?
he said to roleplay.
Because
okay.
I'm flying an airship?
That is a more logical roll than spellcraft anyway.
It was either that or use magic device.
Well, Fionn could have used magic device.
But is it really a magic device?
Magic tech.
Magic.
close enough.
It's actually in the airship rules. It does say you can use fly, use magic device. It all depends on how the ship functions.
Quote unquote.
Fly really is the most sensible one, though.
So, Kato, you take a hold of the wheel, and all of a sudden, as you're flying, your hands get real sweaty, and you start getting like these feet, like this drop-down display in the ship that begins going everywhere. It's like just popping up in front of you. It's like ground rapidly approaching. And then you see altitude decreasing drastically. It's just like all these different warnings just popping up all in front of you. It's like, And you start hearing the ground control like start giving you directions like, all right, we need you to decrease your altitude by 500. Hold steady here. Reduce wind resistance. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. And everyone else, meanwhile, has been sat down, and like a sudden alert over the PA goes, all non-essential hands, please fasten seatbelts and remain seated. Landing in progress.
Click.
Fiona is rapidly working the console to handle all the instructions, leaving Kato to man the helm.
Okay. Roll. I'll let you roll a fly check.
Plots down as well.
No, because you're handling. Well, roll an engineering check instead. Okay.
19.
You're handling everything, and you're watching the meters, and you're being very cautious about how everything's being driven and watched. Likewise, because you're just as green, like they hook you through to another person who's talking you through and who's basically saying, this should read this should read that. It's like, keep everything set within these parameters and you'll be good. Let us know if anything gets lower.
Roger that. All systems nominal.
Roger. You keep going. And Kato, you pull into the hangar, and as you're coming in, you come in hot. Very hot. And just as you're starting to approach, and it looks like you're going to ram, this net of aether emerges and encompasses the entire airship, yanking you back into position. And all of these chains of aether just start shooting out and hold the ship in position. The engines hit zero. You're not moving. You're docked. And there's just that low of an idle engine.
I think my stomach kept going.
Let's not talk about stomach right now.
We're alive. Quit complaining.
I'm not.
I will keep playing as long as I am alive.
Fiona just keeps talking to ground control at this point, getting the shutdown procedure from them so she can bring things down to a stop.
They promptly inform you we have no idea how to shut down your airship.
Please contact any Ironworks personnel you may know.
Kato, would you like to try shutting it down? Kato's like, Fiona.
There's an off button right here.
He turns like 5 knobs and hits a button. It's just like, it's just off. At which point he like pulls a little book out from underneath the driver's seat. He's like, I found the manual.
Takes a long drink. Well, that's something.
For later.
Never.
That was an adventure.
That certainly was. Ground control.
There's someone here to guide us.
We
I
are
actually had to use the parachute.
adventurers.
Please contact a representative of the Golland Ironworks and let them know that the Enterprise has landed safely.
Noted. There is not a Ironworks outpost in Gridania, so we'll have to send a message over to Ulda.
Roger. Over and out.
Over. Suddenly another one comes on. Crew, or rather finders of the airship Enterprise, you are free to exit your ship. Enjoy your stay in Gridania.
You are under arrest. What?
No, that's just you.
Grand Theft Airship.
Did you find your keepers?
Jesse is going to argue with you on that one,
Yeah, I know.
and I would not cross her.
Deck unbuckles and make sure she's, okay, her stomach's back. Yeah, okay, cool. And goes to get off the airship.
He stands up and moves to follow, wondering, oh, this was another adventure.
Well, you all get off the airship. You find yourselves in Gridania. You see a couple of the airship hands standing around. They're looking at the ship, and they're like, "Man, I'm surprised she flew. She's been gone for over 6 years." And suddenly they see you coming out and say, "Oh, hey, good find.
Thank you. Still no luck finding where Sid himself is gone, though.
Well, that ain't no surprise. We didn't think anybody'd be hanging around the ship. The Elizin who's speaking to you goes, well, I'm Dufresne. This is Nezra, and that over there is LeBlanc. We'll be taking care of the airship while it's docked over at 6. If you go to 3, that's... What was his name? LeBlanc. Wezin. Wezin would be taking care of you.
Nice to meet you all. I am Fiona Lessoir, Lieutenant to the Lady de Quatart, and apparently part-time airship pilot.
Oh,
Jack of all trades.
You didn't need to be so formal, miss, though we can appreciate it mighty much. We ain't from Gridania. We originally from Alamigo. Just kind of settled in. Knew a bit about airshipping. Anything y'all want done with your ship before y'all come back? I mean, it's yours for the moment.
The food stores need to be emptied.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are.
Alright.
They need to be refilled.
Sooner than later.
You go,
Though you may want to air them out, at the very least.
okay, so you want us to clean the interior out?
It is a little musty.
Is that can do? We can try to bang out as many of them dents and the whatnot as we can, but might need a full retrofit of the outside. I'm assuming you want to top off everything, full system check.
Yeah, give it the works.
Yes. Build all
I'm
the
sorry.
Garland ironwork.
I'm sorry, you got 3 at the same time.
Yeah, fill it all up. We mostly just need to get to Ulda at this point.
There. Okay, and you said bill it to the ironworks?
Yeah.
It is the
Is that
ship,
ship?
technically.
See
We
one
are
of them-
merely in possession of it.
You see the 3 of them look at each other and they're like, alright. Start writing stuff down.
Spare no expense.
Morrison.
Hey,
Um,
we found this
I'm
ship.
certain they would want their airship in as good condition as possible so that they don't risk losing it again.
We could always give it back in the condition we found it.
Right.
Can you point me in the direction where I can head out? I'd like to for a little while.
They just point to a door that's at the back of the room.
I'm just gonna check on my mother and Sigbert. If you guys need me, I'm just link away.
Okay, I hope she's doing well.
Well,
Give her our regards, Sigbert.
I definitely will. Thank you very much.
Tell your
And-
father I said hi.
Yep. And Rowan books out the door.
Okay. So Rowan runs off, leaving you the rest of you there with the airship maintenance crew. At which point, LeBlanc and Nezra just kind of break off and they start examining the ship and getting ready to do repairs while Dufresne is just writing out notes.
Works. Keep in mind that they were surprised that the ship was even able to fly. Would you like to try bringing it all the way to Oldar without any sort of repair?
I didn't say no repairs. I just said spare no expense.
Wait, who was it that said to leave it in the shape it was? Out of character.
I said we can always give it back to them in the condition we found it, if they don't appreciate what we did.
I'm not banging up a work of Sidnon Goblin. That's absurd.
Well, anyway, y'all free to go. Hoping y'all have a good day, and we'll take care of the ship best we can.
Thank you very much.
At that point, he just kind of like lets you out, and they all get to work.
So, has Camilla come back to the little group yet?
No.
No. Where's
Find
Camilla?
her hiding in a corner or something when they're cleaning up.
That's a
Where
good
is Camilla?
question. She might still be in the crew quarters. Could one of you get her?
I'll go get her.
Alright.
The little decote frolics off.
Fiona just goes back into the airport.
You're just gonna follow Fiona. Yeah, you're just gonna be following Fiona now if she's leaving the hangover there for. Although she is gonna whisper. So, I know you probably don't have the money to afford to get it fixed, and I appreciate the solution. You think they're gonna be pissed at us for charging it to them?
Oh well.
If they
We
are, they can
found-
take it up with me.
Okay.
We found their airship, and we brought it back in one piece. Mostly.
Indeed. Frankly, they should be paying us.
We brought it back in the pieces that it was in when we found it. So,
Good enough for me. I'm just making sure. Your opinion.
I think I got a problem with it. We can just, toss it back in the ice.
At that point, Deck, you walk into the back and you find Camilla exactly where she's been the entire time.
Is everything alright?
No response.
Camilla. She kind of like waves a hand in front of her face.
I'm not Camilla.
Alright. She kind of crouches down. So, who am I talking to then?
Just some stupid kitten who thought she could be a adventurer.
Well, you have been quite the help on the adventure, so I don't think you're a stupid little kitten.
I'm still not Camilla. I could never be Camilla. I think I could.
Well, there's, more than one person in the world with the name Camilla. You can still be Camilla.
I took the name to be Camilla, though. She was the one I got the sword. But now she's alive, and does that make me?
I don't think I know the entire story. I'm sorry, Cam.
Just call me Luna for now.
I'm sorry, what was that? You got a little quiet.
Just call me Luna for now.
Luna. Okay. Luna, would you like to come with me and, I don't know, go have an experience?
Oh God.
It's a good thing we established that was many, many moons ago. Otherwise, that could be taken way out of context.
I don't think we actually have a recording of when that happened.
Oh God. You want an experience? I need an adult.
Ahem. If you responded, Fiona, I didn't hear us of all the cheer chat.
Cam just let out a meek. Okay.
Alright, come on. It'll perk you right up.
Among other things.
She nods mutely and just stands up, rubbing her eyes while taking Dak's hand.
She squeezes Luna's hand and leads her off of the airship. They need to clean up the airship anyway.
Adol is just waiting outside for you guys. He's like rocking back and forth on his heels.
Hey, Date, would you like to come have an experience with us?
He looks at you and then he looks at Camilla and he goes, like he blinks a little. He goes, wait, and starts thinking. The thing down in the bar.
Dak blushes. Yes, the thing down on the bar, the drink.
Sure. He's like bright red.
She just covers her face. Oh, that's what it sounds like. Oh no.
He's like,
No. Big Park. I'd be like, yeah, alright, let's go.
No, Cam is mostly catatonic right now.
Considering Adol like knows Dak, he's like, what the fuck?
It's like, did her personality change when she turned into a cat? Oh my gosh, she's part of the family now.
Shit. And Dak will just take them down to the lower parts of Gridania and
To the seedy bar.
to the seedy bar.
Have
an
experience.
I was gonna say, she got bothered finding anyone else, or
I mean, I didn't know if anyone else had left. Like Rowan gone off. I thought Fionn and Yedrin had gone.
I think we were just gonna wait in the reception area.
I just imagine it. Hey, Adol, you want to go have an experience with us? Careless Whisper starts playing.
Fuck.
I mean, you know what Art calls that song.
Oh no. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Dack'll see like Fionn and Yedrin and Works and Kato, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to come down to the seedy bar?
I can go for a drink.
Well,
Might as well.
she's gonna come and have an experience.
Why not? Worst case scenario, I get to be chaperone again and get some food.
I mean, Adol's like, it's like, Adol's like, hey, Yedrin, if you want to try it, I can watch.
Sorry, what was that, Ark? I didn't hear you.
Adol says, Yedrin, if you want to try it, I can watch.
I'll think on it on the way. Everyone seems to have tried it, and it seems to be an interesting experience, so maybe.
Anyway, while you guys are talking and traveling, Rowan, are you going straight to your parents' house, or are you going to Sigurd's?
I'm going to Sigurd's first.
Alright.
I don't want to go there and say something and not have them have any clue what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, alright. So, Rowan, as you're heading towards Sigbert's, you make your way toward the building, and I need you to roll a perception check as you approach it. All right, as you approach, you can see there's a few lights on, and there's a scent. It's a scent that you don't recognize. It's both acidic and hot to your nose at the same time. There's almost this bleachy aroma coming off of it, and the closer you get, the stronger it gets. And you approach and you start hearing it. And then a few seconds later, you hear this come out, and then you hear a few muffled noises, and then the sound of someone being restrained.
Rowan goes in with a wand ready.
With a wand ready?
Yeah, I pulled out a wand.
Okay. You enter the door, and as you come in, you look down, and there's blood. Lots of blood, like dragged across the floor and into a back room. Little bloody footprints going around. The two guards are not there. And then in the other room, you hear, "Good God, man, stop struggling!"
Rowan bursts into the other room.
You enter the room, and the first thing you see is Sigbert holding up a syringe, like looking down at a medical table. And there's 5 people lined up. You see the 2 guards struggling with another man, all but naked, wild-eyed, and thrashing in the air. And it is around that time that you look up and you recognize
Do not, son of a bitch.
You can see as you can see that he's missing the skin and probably a quarter of the muscle from beneath the pectoral all the way down to the liver. You can see several bones sticking out with the flesh and muscle deteriorating, almost like it's been burned away with acid. Yet as he's fighting, it's building itself back and then eating itself away again.
Rowan
Rapidly. You can see one of, like, his burned arm is, like, reaching out, and he's trying to, like, push Sigbert's face away.
Rowan's gonna run over and grab his face to get his attention.
You grab his face, and as you do so, you can see the other side of it, and there's a fang hole that goes into his cheek and has punched out the teeth on the other side. So you can see his tongue, like, almost trying to loll out of the hole. His face is going through several of those stages of trying to repair itself and then being burnt back, and you can see he's missing the eye on the side that was being hidden. And the one good eye, like, rolls up and looks at you, like tears are flowing out of it. And he goes, and just screams at you and thrashes.
What happened? I yell at Sigbert while I'm trying to help them hold him down.
Sigbert goes, he was hunting on your father's land. Close to Tamterra. apparently some vile void scent came through there. It's not just... It's all of them. It's not just the poison coursing through him or the acid. It broke his brain. We're doing all that we can. We're bringing healers in as quickly as possible, but right now they're doing all they can to contain it down in the Dark Croft.
Rowan grabs her link pearl and yells, "Tart, I need you! Now!"
Over the link shop. Okay, where's here? Where are you?
I'm at Sigvart's, and we need a healer, and we need a healer now. Please, drop everything and get here.
Okay. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Bring Fiona. As many healers as we can get right now will be greatly required.
Next thing you hear is like, Rowan, hold his shoulder down! It's going to hurt him, but hold him down! He's unable to think clearly. He may attack us. Next thing you hear is, Boosh! Ah! And you turn and you look just in time to see that Marcel has shot Sigvart.
What?
Shot him?
Yes.
Okay, Dak grabs Fiona and says that they'll be back as soon as possible. Just runs.
Well, did we all hear that?
Yes, you hear a gunshot go off over the link shell.
Works just runs in front, just like Yedrin. Make a path. Like me, just get out front, just start, making it as good a path as we can through like crowds and anything.
Rowan gets up in front of Marcel, and is hoping someone is going to grab Sigvart. It's like and is trying to talk to him. I know that he's broken, but she's trying to talk to him.
You just look over. Sigvart's clutching his chest, like it's now blood pooling out this big red spot as he jams this syringe into Marcel's leg and pushes down, and Marcel thrashes for a few seconds, and then his eye closes, and he flops back down, and the two guards are both like clutching him, and he goes, Rowan?
I'm here. I'm right here.
There's a bottle above the
bottle.
Yes. In the he points. You can see he's having trouble breathing and making words. He points, and then he holds up 3 fingers.
Rowan goes to where he's pointing for the bottles.
You open it, and there's this bottle of a fake brown liquid up on the top shelf that is 3 shelves up.
Okay, what do I do with the bottle?
He holds his hand out for it.
Gives it to him.
He, hand shaking, he pops it open. And he takes a very slow drink. He sets it back down. And he's touching. He goes, right through my lung.
I have a potion. Will it help?
Bullet needs to come out.
Okay. I look over at one of the guards. Can one of you go find a surgeon or a surgeon?
And one of them looks up and he goes, "Hey, John!" And he just runs out.
So how long until we get there?
With me, Agent pretty much just barrel assing through the crowds.
With you guys, like, dead ass sprint. 7, 8 minutes.
Okay.
God, was also making his way through. Like, they're just all like pain training their way through.
He looks up at Rowan. He goes, "Ugh. Should have disarmed him. Didn't think about it. Wanted to save him." You see his eyes are starting to glaze.
No, Sigbert, stay with me. Don't leave. Keep talking until we can get someone here to get you healed. Keep talking to me. Tell me about Tantara. Tell me about the Void Sun.
Tara. Gridania, has always been unkind to the Dusklights. Young lady, woman, I don't know. Joined a cult that started in the Dark Croft. They dabbled in Voidcraft. It was deemed harmless enough. Youthful indiscretion, pointless parlor tricks, nothing of substance, a few imps here and there.
Rowan is crying at this point. I don't know why I just laughed, but okay.
Someone must have given them an actual spell book or something else.
What did they summon?
He shakes his head. I don't know. But we've had several cases, not just these. 2 were missing their entire brain.
They're taking the brain? Or what are they doing to the brains?
Don't know.
That.
Blood all over the floor. Ron.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
It's important. Your mother and her disease. I can make a cure and a vaccine. I just need one more ingredient.
Okay, what is it you need?
It's ironic. Deep in the dark croft, around the tombs of the lowest level, are fields of white flowers. They have red stems in the center of them, and faint dots as well. We called them plague bearers because in the past we thought they brought disease. I used to try one recently and found they can create antibodies. His eyes are lidding at this point. There's almost no color.
No, stay with me. I'm patting his cheek. Stay with me. They'll be here soon. Please don't leave. I will get you the entire field of flowers. Please.
At this point, Dak and the group start running in, and they hear him at this point say, "Rowan,
Yes.
don't blame Marcel and tell my daughter
Please don't leave. Please, we
I
need you.
love her."
Dak just slams the fucking door.
I will bring you every flower. I will bring you anything. Please go. Please.
At that point, he gets very still, and his eyes close.
Dak, do something.
Sigbert? Okay.
Theo, go over to Marcel, please.
She puts her hands on Sigbert and heals him.
He's breathing. However, you note as you heal him, Dak, you can see the lump or the bullet is still embedded in his chest.
Oh no.
One of the guards went for a surgeon. We have to get the...
We'll keep him stable.
Please.
Gonna look around and see if there's stuff that I could actually use.
I'm going to help.
Considering this is an apothecary and a corrosion's office, there are
Fuck yeah.
scalpels and forceps.
I'm gonna cut a bitch and get a billet out.
Okay, you lay him down, and you look down and you see that he's asleep or unconscious, whichever you want to call it.
Okay, I open up his shirt and look and see where the most blood probably was and where the lump is. Worksman, I need to give me that scalpel and those. Oh god, what
Forceps.
the fuck are they called? Forceps. Thank you. The name.
And the most amazing nurse way ever hands her the scalpel and forceps.
Okay, and she carefully cuts in and.
Jack,
Hi. What's up?
before you start,
Roll.
I would like you to make a. Let's call it a knowledge check.
Okay.
Knowledge surgery.
Fiona,
that
what
would
would be
be
the
a
best
heal.
thing for a knowledge medical?
I thought that would be heal.
Survival.
Heal.
Roll
heal
another
covers
heal,
everything.
Dak. You immediately go to start making the cut, and you're like, "Oh shit! I'm about to kill this man,"
Oh shit.
Because I have not given him antiseptic. I haven't given him
thank you.
anything to keep him unconscious during this either.
So we need what? What do we need?
Do we need to sterilize the tools? Rowan, that's you.
Okay, antiseptic, sterilize the tools, go get... I don't even know what to do to keep him from screaming.
Ether!
Like, I don't know anything in this office.
And also, Fionn, who did you cast that Cure Wounds on?
Sigbert, just
Sigbert?
trying to keep him
Stable.
stable as much as possible without interfering with this.
He is stable for the time being. He doesn't look to be... As you heal him, you do note the bullet comes out a little more, and then it rests and it starts to go back in. And Kato, your perception around the office?
Yeah, looking for a anesthetic.
You start to look around, and after a few moments, you do find a couple of bottles of ether.
Alright. Soaks a rag and holds it up to Sigbert's mouth,
Mm-hmm.
nose.
Okay. Not that good. Ugh. Okay. And so I think Rowan took care of the tools and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, while you guys are doing that, I'm going over to the other guard and to Marcel.
Take the gun away.
He's unconscious now, but yes, I am making sure there's no other weapon on him.
You
Okay.
check him. He's unarmed. Now.
Now?
Okay. So am I clear for surgery, Doctor? No.
At this point, Dak, you start to make your incision.
Okay. And
Just to go with the Star Trek jokes earlier, I'm a warrior, not a doctor!
oh my god.
Sorry, had to.
Okay, so I cut in over the lump and I take the forceps and carefully as I can anyway, try and get the bullet out.
Okay, roll a heal check again. The last one.
Ugh.
You do cut the incision open. It's a little sloppy and jagged.
Hmm.
And you push it open. It's gonna leave a scar. It's gonna leave a bad scar.
Of course it is.
He's gonna be alive. I don't think he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And you look down and you can see that there's the bullet's still there. The flesh is kind of healed around it,
hmm
and you're gonna have to tug. It's not
Tug.
gonna come out clean
Ugh.
because you healed it twice.
Yeah.
So you look down and you realize the flesh at this point has fused to this bullet.
She's gonna try and cut as much as she can.
So you go down, you cut around it, and there's coming up like blood squibs around as you pull the bullet back up. You throw it down. And
Just to keep him stable. I never use this fucking thing.
you touch him, and you're like, you just watch as a few seconds go by. It's the whole.
You know, I have something
closes
better
back
for
up. The flesh.
called.
Go
What's
ahead.
that
It's this little cantrip I have called Stabilize.
Shut up, I have stabilized too.
The problem is, they're like you're dealing continuous damage to him.
Yeah,
It's a cantrip.
that's true.
The thing is, unlike Stabilize, because he's still taking damage, it would just break Stabilize off every time.
Yeah.
That's why I keep casting it. Because
Anyways.
Anyways, he's just laying there now.
Okay. I think that worked. Oh, excuse me.
Well, it's now coddling, basically, Marcel, and she's still crying. She's like, at this point, since you guys are all there and taking control of it, she's going catatonic.
Catatonic, like passing out?
Just unresponsive.
I'm just now crying and rocking Marcel at the same time. Who hopefully I'm not hurting anymore.
I mean, you're watching like golf ball sized holes appear in his skin and muscle and then like grow back as it's like fighting. It's almost like watching holes. Like someone is throwing rocks into a still body of water in slow motion. So you're like watching it dimple and break and then close back and then break again. You watch his eye like half form back and then rot back away.
And just to be out of character, just to ensure that I have to go to this same place to get these flowers.
Yes.
Oh, Revenge City, bitch. And I want to burn all those little bitches.
Rowan, while you were catatonic, I would like you to roll one more perception check. Do take a -10 because of your current emotional state.
Seven.
You can't see through your teary eyes and everything else. Just holding on to Marcel.
Near. He refreshed me.
Nar? Bring Nar out?
Yeah, just to see if maybe Nar can do whatever he did to help refresh me and Fiona to kind of try to help him a little bit.
Okay. Nar is out. He's like, a little sleepy, and the guard's like,
Shut up or I will toast you where you stand.
Roll intimidation.
I have a dragon. What do I need to intimidate even? Oh wait, I hit the wrong one.
He's like, yes, ma'am.
So I have the baby and I have Marcel. I asked him. I said, can you do what you did? Can you help him like you refreshed us? Please.
It was like this beam of sunlight starts hitting him. You see like one of the holes closes up a bit more, his skin tans, and then it just keeps doing what it's doing.
It was worth it. Go back to rest, baby. Thank you for trying. Me, love you. I'm going to absorb him back in before it continues to snore.
Well, it wasn't snoring. He was. I'm sorry, it's a bad thing. Like, he was opening his mouth, and there was this like visceral hate growl starting to come out.
Okay. And what exactly is that?
Roll a sense motive.
You know, I just watched the man who's going to save my mother almost die. I watched this guy almost die.
Maybe you should leave.
You get the sense that Nar is pissed at whatever has made his mother this unhappy.
Aww.
And it's disdain that it's not strong enough to do anything about it.
Rowan kisses his head and says to him, "We have to go somewhere to get something. We are going to get revenge. We're going to burn them all, those bastards. You and me, baby. You're going to kick ass. Go get some sleep."
Fades back into you.
Gato, can you take care of Marcel for us?
What am I supposed to do about that?
I turned the door. Are you okay here without me?
I did. Yeah.
What
fine.
Ducato? Try something. This is acid. This is burning. This is pain. Please.
I grab Rowan. I'm like, Rowan, let's
Oh.
step outside and let them work.
Don't touch me. Do
Rowan.
not. Do
Works end. She tells you no.
swear to God, I will set you on fire. I am not leaving this room.
Well,
not.
That's not gonna work. I was gonna look around for something basic to neutralize the acid, if I could. But
Kato, as you roll that knowledge nature and you start thinking about what you're doing and what's going on, you're like, this isn't natural. What can I do? What can I do? And there's a sense of hopelessness that comes over you. And it starts to feed. And you're like, I've always been a crappy healer. I've never been good at this. What am I doing? Why are they asking me to do this? And then something hits in the back of your head. And the words form. And it's one word, and it rings out in your head, and it says, nothing.
Hummus.
It says, nothing.
what did it say?
Nothing.
Does Works get experience for killing the dramatic moment?
No, he loses it.
Yeah, if anything.
Good.
I should dock him the entire experience of last fight.
Oh.
Dude, I mean, you had me, I'm like crying. That's not fair, man.
You roll that will save, Kato, and you stop. And you start to think on it. And the voice gets louder. Do what they cannot. Destroy the cause. Remove the effect.
Kato's eyes just brighten up and then whoop
What's
into the void.
You all, actually, everybody in the room right now, roll a will save.
Oh, great.
Christ.
I think Rowan's fine.
Yeah. Jesus, these rolls.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? Dak, you forget Kato exists. Like, you forget his name, you forget everything about him.
Cam's kind of in the area, so I'm rolling for her too.
You're fine.
So, if Dak forgets, what about the rest of us?
You all remember, you're like, where the fuck did he go?
Where's Kato? What just happened?
Who's Kato?
Tall,
Focus!
big Rogadin, one of our companions, other.
Always sleeps.
I don't know who the heck you guys are talking about.
Meanwhile,
Focus. Don't worry about Kato for now.
Kato, you enter the void, and as you come up, you see these white outlines of everyone around you. And you see Marcel, like, in Rowan's arms. And then you look up and you see these threads rising up into this tangled web far, far above the party and above everything else.
He's gonna follow them.
You start to follow them, and as you do, it's like you're unweaving the tapestry of time. You watch as it lifts up and you replay the moment hero style, where you're watching him go back and shoot Sigbert, and you keep following it, and it goes back further and further. And finally, it shows him getting picked up by the guards, stark, raving, mad, screaming, shooting wildly with a rifle instead of the pistol that he had, bleeding out in the same time. And you keep following it, and you get further and further back, and you hit the point where you're watching him dragging himself and running through the Gridanian forests away from wherever he had been. And you keep following, and eventually you see this strange, flowerish spider creature with a human torso sink its fangs into his body, biting him deeply. And you watch as the acid spreads, but you can already see the wide-eyed wildness in his eyes, where he had already been essentially driven insane. Do you keep following?
Trepidatiously, but yes.
Okay. Do you keep going back and further back? You see him fleeing again. And it's at this point you see him standing there catching his breath. And the only thing you can see is a pointed finger and a tendril coming from higher. And then a blast of energy. Do you go further back than that?
A little bit, yeah.
You go
Back
back
to-
and you can see him talking with Ron. The two of them splitting up to cover more hunting ground.
Just about to where he goes into the deep croft.
He never went into the deep croft.
Ah.
Not from anywhere that you can see. You can see that they were hunting close to it.
So he's gonna follow it back towards the party from there,
Okay,
from where they split up.
got it.
Yeah, where's my father? Of course.
All right, you're back to where they split up. What are you doing
So
now?
then he's gonna follow it back into towards the present.
Okay, how far to the present do you go?
just gonna kind of watch along the timeline towards the present and just try and figure out what happened, what
It's
hit
not
him.
the full detail. You can kind of see like the faint outline of things, and the tendril and the finger pointing, the blast of energy is all you get before he goes crazy, and then you just see him running and screaming until he gets attacked again.
So he's gonna make note of what bit him
Mm-hmm.
before going back to the party and reappearing.
Parola will say before you go back. The voice again kind of stops you and repeats, "Erase the cause. Remove the effect."
How do I do that?
Erase it.
Looks at the tendril and pokes it.
There's kind of like this ripple, and you start seeing threads like breaking out in all directions away from it, and then it kind of forms solid again.
Gonna smash it.
You
God.
you hit it, and it's just like even more threads, and then it just reforms in place again.
Get out my dagger and start cutting.
Just threads everywhere, and then again it just reforms. Would you like to roll perception?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably a good idea.
You look at the threads after you've attacked it and messed with it enough, and as you're thinking about it, you go,
Yeah.
"These are identical to the threads of fate that I pull."
Sorry.
Just gonna grab one and yank it.
You yank it, you now have a solid grasp on the thread.
Then start yanking them all, trying to undo what happened.
Okay. As you're trying to physically do this, nothing happens, but you do feel aether kind of gathering to you, and you start to recognize that you can alter this. You just need to use your ability.
So he's gonna tug the strings of fate and that way and just
You spin the usage, and it slowly becomes a tapestry in front of you. And as you watch and feel that guiding hand of Namia come over you, you tug the strands and unravel it. And very slowly, as you pull, the tendril and the hand disappear. The line alters. And you see the path take a different route.
gonna follow it back towards the party again, but stop around where he saw the spider bite him.
As you start going that direction. And you watch. Now, you see Marcel goes hunting. He's left undisturbed. And when the spider comes to attack, he flees and alerts the guards, suffering no injuries.
He's gonna
But,
return back to the party at that point.
okay.
Or try to.
You reappear, and as you do, Dak, it's like all the memories of Kato return to you immediately. For all of you, he's been gone for like 3 minutes. And Rowan, roll a perception. Because everyone's looking at Kato at this point. As he pops back into the room.
Nat
20 for
20.
the Rowan. Rowan, you look down, and all the injuries that were covering Marcel's body just disappear. They're just gone. His eyes back. He's completely intact, but he's unconscious on the table.
Now I'm gonna check on Sigbert, because if he didn't go crazy, then he didn't shoot Sigbert.
You look down at Sigbert, and you realize while you kept Marcel from going nuts, and you erased the effect that caused him to be so injured, you can only change one thing at a time. And fate made a different way to injure Sigbert.
Fate's a bitch.
I'll be right back. Hold on a second. I have to go potty.
Okay.
It's a good time to break, so give me a second.
Kato just sighs like, goddamn time fuckery.
Did you do your disappearing act again?
Yes, and conjoining that with my strings of fate, I just gestures at Marcel and kind of leans up against a wall, kind of exhausted from that.
How much does the party know at this point?
I was to say, Dak hasn't even fucking seen Marcel. She'd been focused on Sigbert.
Know about what, Fiona?
Do they still have an intact memory of things before
Oh,
the
yeah.
threads are pulled?
Oh, yeah. You... Full recollection of what's going on.
Okay. Never know with time fuckery.
The guard is like, who are you people? What's going on?
Okay,
Dak.
so it seems that
Dak ignores the shit out of the guard and is still watching over Sigbert.
the echo is important to knowing what happened with this time manipulation.
Ark,
Yes. Fiona?
Do we also know what happened in this altered history to cause Dr. Sigbert to get shot?
I was about to get to that. I have 2 things to do
Okay.
first. Kato. Roll a will save, buddy.
Oh no.
We...
Oh.
That one.
Oh,
Kato,
I
as you-
saw that 19.
As you like heads reeling now, you feel your skull, like the interior of it feels like it's about to rip open. And you hear that same voice calling out to you, and it says, "The kiss of the void, of the eternal nothing, sees you, child. We await with open arms. Visit anytime. But know this. The alteration of fate has a cost. It's free this time, but it won't be next.
At that point, Kato just collapses to the floor. Just
Likewise, Kato, as this happens, everybody roll perception that's focused on Kato. So, no Dak, no Rowan at this.
Okay.
What did I miss?
Everyone who's looking at Kato, roll a perception.
Oh, got that too.
Whoa.
An 18.
And Works, you don't notice anything. Yedrin, you look over at Kato and you see his eyes turn completely black. And for a moment, I need you to roll a will save, Yedrin, because you're looking into them.
Oh, god damn it.
Don't look into the void.
You see
lest it stare back.
You see eternity stare back at you. And Yedrin, your eyes start to roll up and you pass out.
My God,
Both-
stars.
Both Yedrin and Kato, for that moment that your eyes locked, you watched as all possible outcomes and realities as a result of Kato's messing with the timeline play out. So an infinite number of various instances both play out, and it's too much information for you. You both start bleeding from the nose and pass out before your brains explode.
Damn it, Kato.
Don't blame me, blame him.
So did you guys just like Doctor Strange this situation?
Essentially.
Kinda, yeah.
Anyway, Ark,
Yes.
what do we know of the altered timeline that got Sigrid shot?
Essentially, Marcel came in to look at an infection on his foot, forgot that he had a gun in his pocket, and when he went to lay down on the medical thing, Sigbert got him all out cold to go take a look, and the gun got a little too hot, hit down a little too hard while Sigbert was manipulating the leg, and it basically misfired into him.
So now, do I know about what happened before, or is it completely altered and I'm just crying over the man even though he's only got a hurt foot?
You know about both realities.
Okay. So everything that Sigbert told me about the flower and everything else, I still know what actually happened versus what
Yes,
changed.
you do.
They both actually happened. It's just time fuckery.
Fionn looks at the guards. What are you doing standing around? Get both of them to a cot. He nods to Kato and Yedrin.
Please.
Now!
Oh, fuck. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
I was waiting for it.
He just walks over and he looks at Kato and he goes, "Okay, someone's gonna help me with this one."
Oh, for the love of! And she goes over and touches Kato, lifts him up with levitate and shoves him on a fucking bed.
He goes, but he got Yedrin up like easily enough, but he goes, "What the fuck is this axe?"
I was gonna say, just for a note, that axe is 100 pounds.
That's like as much as you.
Yeah.
Regardless, he puts them both down. He goes, "Okay, I why does everything smell like burnt toast? I'm leaving."
Is he having a stroke?
Side effect of time fuckery.
Cam is just standing helplessly at the door and just shrinks to one side as the guard leaves.
Okay. So, several Corregans finally come in. They're like, okay, what? Huh? What the? You.
Sigbert of Shaw, we need to get the bullet out.
No, it's out.
She's just like looking around, like, okay. Well, we'll check over everybody else from here. Can you guys leave?
No. And don't even try to ask me to move.
They just look at you. They're like, okay. Can everybody else please leave the room so we can begin whatever operations, checking, healing, etc.?
Of course.
Of course. Just one moment, please. And she gently touches Sigbert, just to make sure. Gives him a lily.
Okay. You give him a lily. And the guard and the Corregans are like, what the hell? Everybody but Rowan leaves.
I'm just like, it's better not to ask.
Magic.
Cam opens her mouth to speak, but just closes again.
Gedrun and Kato, you guys wake up in the time period that it takes for the Corregans to get there.
It's like a good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Additionally, Kato, I need you to roll a perception as you wake up. You look down at your hands. You're like, huh? Blinking for a few seconds. And the voice comes back and says, a little taste of what happens next time. Use it wisely. And you watch as your entire offhand just vanishes, leaving a nice, clean, woundless emptiness.
Just whines.
You whine and your hand comes back.
Flops back. Getting too old for this shit.
There's too much of this shit on at the table.
Regardless, since you're all right, Kato, and you're all right, Gedrun, the Corregans kind of like force you out. Like, no, leave. We need the space.
Yeah, we are League of Hoes.
That just rubs her face. Yeah, drink sounds good right now. Oh, I just hope I actually helped and didn't ruin that man.
I would love to just forget this day happened at this point.
It has been rather a lot to deal with all at once, but you know, a rest for the righteous.
Is it just me, or am I
Is
What was
what?
that?
So is it me, or am I just blatantly clueless when it comes to my...
It's quite possible, Workson.
Adol's like, just, he looks like he doesn't want to touch you. Like he like brings up a hand to like pat your shoulder, and he's like, then just like puts his hand down and just pats your shoulder a few times.
Whose?
Works.
Like, I wanted to get her out of there because I didn't want to,
Mm, mm,
You know, if you tried to force her, you would be
I
probably
know,
burnt.
but I didn't want her to be there in case things didn't go well.
those like works. I don't know a whole lot, but that guy seemed really, really important to her, like family. You know, like how my dad or my mom or anybody else looks at Dak. I know if Dak got hurt or one of them got hurt, you wouldn't be able to get me out of that room.
Mm-hmm.
And even more with the doctor, she said that he had a way to fix her mom. I think they're both very important to her.
I guess good intentions, bad way about it.
He goes, path to the house, path to the hells.
I tried being there. I feel like I can't. Oh, I feel like I can't a lot of times.
Works. The important thing is to be there when you can. It's just... she's stubborn and you're not going to help things by trying to push or pull her. It's best to just leave her be for now.
Well, you all enjoy that drink. I'm not really sure what happened. So, and I'm kind of hungry. So, you guys do your thing.
Well, they do have food there, but if that's what you want, Dayton kisses his cheek.
Yeah, have fun.
You guys go on. I'm gonna go walk around. Kind of not feeling too drinky right now. I'm just worried about Rob.
Alright. Whoever wants to come and forget some things. Come on.
Which is, yeah, definitely come along. Who's the follow thought? Vegan Ella might come along.
Yeah, I kind of was going to, because... Sheesh.
Dak leads him down to the seedy bar.
Alright.
But she actually isn't going to partake in the experience. She's going to be the designated driver.
Okay.
Theon pats Dak on the shoulder. It's alright, I can watch over you.
And Dole, like, pats both of you. I said go have fun.
Alright. She
I
orders...
couldn't have fun even with an experience at all. It's alright. You can go join her.
He just looks at Fionn and he goes, Are you sure?
My treat.
I thought, he goes, I thought that would be something you really wanted. I know about it. And knowing you, Fionn, and it being so connected to the planes and everything else, don't you want to explore?
Sorry.
Wouldn't it help you find answers?
Fionn closes her eyes. Well, That is true, but
And then he kind of pulls Fiona aside and he says, Fiona, I just want you all to have a good time and to be happy and relax for a little while. I don't know what happened in there. He just had a bad foot and an accident happened. I don't understand all the crying and everything that's going on now. I'm a little confused, and honestly, as long as Dak's happy, I'm happy. I don't need to drug myself or get drunk or anything like that. I've got her.
all right.
So, I'll take care of you guys. Just take a look off.
Get yourself something nice too. That much I can treat you to.
He just kind of laughs and goes, I think a nice meal that I don't have to cook for myself would be very nice.
All right.
And he kind of just laughs and, not something I had to strip off a monster. He kind of blushes.
Yes. Understandable.
He goes, I hate to admit this, but dragon meat was actually very tasty.
Well, I'm glad. But, well,
He's blushing. He's like, I really hate admitting that.
well, enjoy what you can out of life. It's always too short.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. He kind of looks down. What was it, Dak?
I was gonna say, Dak, meanwhile, is trying to help Moon pick a experience.
Well, the bartender is there and he goes, So, you come back. It's been... Oh, I can't even remember the last time you were here.
At least a year?
Yeah, I think so. See, you brought some new friends. Little lady, are you okay? He's looking her over. He's looking Luna over and he goes, Well, we always offer the first experience that you try for free. What sort of things do you like?
Cam just has 1,000-yard stare.
He goes, Do you like forests, snow, the water?
Forests sound nice.
Alright. Let me get you a Aegis drill. And he just kind of slowly pours this fizzy green drink that comes out. It smells like of rolling berries and fresh cut grass and pine. He kind of pushes it forward and he goes, I do take care of that one. Make sure she gets back to her seat first.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, little lady? What are you looking for?
Flowers, trees. I'll have a forest. Well,
Alright, nothing. Just stroll. Now, I do have to charge you for this one.
Of course.
That'll be 20 gil.
Mm-hmm. She pays her way.
Alright, he takes it. He says, do enjoy. And he looks at Kato and he looks at Fionn and Yedrin as they come in.
Give me the furthest thing from void you have.
He goes, okay,
Don't ask questions, just do it.
He's just like,
Give them the ocean with otters.
I got 3 that might be interesting for you. I've got a Nirvana. I've got Aquarius. And last but not least, we have Epitropolis. If you want to try that one.
Can I go frolic with otters in Aquarius?
It's more vast ocean than it is rivers.
Do you have one like that?
Not currently, but we can put some work in.
What was the third one?
Epimetropolis.
Which is...
We call it that because the visions that it takes you into take you into an unparalleled city. Something that none of us have ever seen. Definitely not a Garlean make. We're assuming possibly the past, but not sure.
First of all, the fact that you're not entirely sure makes me a little skeptical, but I'll take the Nirvana.
It looks like he just poured you a glass of milk. That's kind of got a bloom effect on it.
Hands over the gill and just goes to take a seat before just chugging it.
He goes, before he... he didn't get to hear the rules. That may be a short trip.
Hold on, give me the gist of it and I'll follow him.
Well, you don't fly too close to the sun while you're there. If a being with wings addresses you and talks to you, be very, very polite. And don't go beneath the clouds.
Oh, I remember that one.
I mean, there should be a cherub or two that'd be willing to tell him while he's there, so long as they're not gung-ho enough to just fly straight toward the nearest source of light.
He's not a moth, I'm pretty certain he won't.
Meanwhile, Kylo's just kind of floating there in the light, just soaking it in. And with that, I'm gonna head off to bed, so later.
Right.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Kato, before you go, if you could...
He's already gone.
He's gone.
Well, God damn it, you're still in roll 20. Shit. I was gonna say if you would post in party chat your drink choice.
Oh, okay.
That way, because I'm getting ready for bed too. Anyway, you talk to the bartender, Theon, and he goes, what about you? What are you looking for?
That's quite the conundrum, actually.
Oh. Do you want to talk about it? Could probably make a suggestion.
Well, I was intending to simply chaperone for the others, but I'd all insists otherwise. She nods to him.
Mm-hmm. You see, by this point, Adol has a beef Wellington in front of him. Nice, crispy, perfectly brown cooked breading around the outside. The meat inside, like almost perfectly pink with that dark out exterior. A layer of spinach, bacon, pate around it. Big glob of mashed potatoes with a mushroom gravy sitting over there, and then asparagus drizzled in a hollandaise sauce. He's just like, I should treat myself.
Oh no, it's quite fine. She looks to the bartender. How much was that?
He already paid. That was about 20.
Alright. I'll be sure to pay him back then. Any road?
We got just about anything for any element. We got a few specials. If you're looking into something not exactly, based on one of the heavens or the hells. There's always the standard if you want to go mess around in the stars for a while.
Well, the astral realm would provide a reasonable point of access to the void, but
Do you want to go to the void?
Oh, certainly not.
I mean, you were saying
Just
you...
observe.
Oh, I mean, you're not in any danger during one of these. We've...
Not physically, at any rate.
I mean, if you want to go examine the void, I got a concoction for that.
Very well. I'll have it.
Alright, one cataclysmia. It comes out, and as he's pouring it, the liquid cracks and like comes down almost as if someone's like pouring pie filling in pieces into the cup. And it flows and intersects around each other. These cracks forming these little black lines around these purple mists. And it smells faintly of grapes and blackberries. And as it comes out and he hands it over to you, it doesn't look like it should flow together or be drinkable, but it sloshes like a liquid while keeping the cracks in place. At which point he just says, "We've only had a few patrons try it. I hadn't had any complaints right now. They haven't really, been too enthralled with what they saw, though."
Oh, well, that's only natural.
Yeah, it's very popular with researchers, though.
Indeed.
I do have one question as a precaution.
Yes.
You have the ability to see in the dark, right? Or can create a light of some kind?
I can create light.
You're gonna need it.
Of course.
Enjoy. Take a load off.
Thank you very much. Finn
Nice.
takes the drink, pays for it, and turns to the table, putting 20 deal down on the counter for a doll.
Alright. Yeah, at which point, Yedrin, he looks at you and he goes, "I know the smell of blood in a warrior any day. What can I do for you?"
today has been a wild ride, and I'd rather relax if you could have existed, so I guess I'll be joining them on a trip, I guess what one can say.
Got any preferences for something that helps you relax?
Swimming in lots of
I
gold.
was gonna say,
What, Yedrin?
I was good. Well, I would say either something to do with water or something to do with a lot of money.
He looks at you and you say money, and he goes. He just starts chuckling. He goes, I haven't done anything with gil or gold or what have you yet. If you're liking the water, depends. Do you really, really like the water?
What are you thinking?
Well, there's Abyssia, or well, I got two for the water. One is deep, and one is still the ocean.
You know what? Let's go with the deep one.
One Abyssia. You just smell salt and water and brine come out of this cup. And it's a deeper black than even the original experience that you got. But you swear as you look down into it, you can see things swimming.
Any warnings for this one I should have, or?
No, there's enough light down there. Well, I have one, and I apologize if it's going to freak you out a little bit. If you happen to get eaten while you're down there, just relax and enjoy the ride.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's gonna Jordan the whale you.
He just goes. He goes. Last time I got eaten while I was down there, it was like it's like going down a slide. A clear slide. It's very strange. By the way, you don't feel pain while you're in there, so. 6 1/2.
I'll keep that in mind. Sounds like it's going to be interesting either which way. Well then, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank you for your service. Find a seat and take a drink.
You all sit down. You look at each other, with the exception of Kata, who's already chugged his down. And you're all left just staring at your glasses. Sans works and Rowan.
Well, I hope everyone has a good experience. And don't worry, it'll be over soon enough. If you don't like it, that is.
Deck pats Cam on the shoulder.
I'll be coming with you, so don't worry, okay?
Well then,
Okay.
I guess cheers, everyone. Let's enjoy ourselves and hopefully get to relax and forget some of the bullshit that has happened today.
Alright. So, last roll of the night.
Yep.
Fionn.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a will save before you take a drink. Everyone else drinks theirs, and the effect takes hold immediately. Fionn, you stop just before you take a drink, and everyone else drinks theirs. And as you look down into your drink, you see a single eye looking up at you through it. A single wolf's eye, bright yellow, just glaring at you.
Are you telling me not to come in? She muses.
It blinks once, then slow focuses. There's a swirl on it before it kind of spreads out for a few seconds. The entire surface turning black. And the letter N appears on the top of it.
Alright, thank you very much.
And
She
then
says
it stops, and then the eyes looking at you confused.
You said you weren't telling me not to stay out, right?
Repeat that back, baby.
You said you aren't telling me to stay out, right?
A Y forms.
And thank you for allowing me.
There's a pause, and then it goes. The black forms and the white forms in smaller letters, and it says, "Do you need a guide?"
No, I'm going to call on one when I get there. But thank you.
There's a brief pause, and then it says, "My son?" with a question mark.
She nods.
There's another pause. It says, "Enjoy yourself." Then there's another pause, and it says, "Will you be at Opernaeus?"
I believe I will be, yes?
Flashes again. "May I have a day with my son?"
By all means.
Then no further questions. And it just goes back to what it was.
Interesting to be in the sights of Fenrir. She just tips the glass back.
You drink, and as you do so, your eyes sort of fade out, and all of you enter into your trances. And that is where we will call it a night for here.
Frolicking in the forest.